in the male community for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think about, it's funny, oddly, I think about like that whole Trump situation with the whole, grab her by the, whatever,
Yeah.
and the locker room talk and all that kind of stuff. And the reality is like that's a real element, right? I mean, when we
Hmm.
get in these locker rooms, or we get in the field, or we get around the guys, it's all kind of it's, shoot, what he said was kindergarten in comparison to some of the things that I've heard, what I'm saying, in the unit, what I'm saying, in the locker room, that kind of stuff. And I think we we take that so lightly, but remember every word has a thought, and every thought can lead to something in the heart, and everything in the heart can lead to an action, right? And I think that we as men need to do a better job of even checking just the way we speak about women to each other, the things that we say, because even though we joke about certain things, there's truth behind every joke. And so when we joke about certain stuff and we say stuff like, oh man, da, 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 we, and of course you get called square, you get called lame if you say, all right, fellas, we don't need to say that, or, we
Yeah.
shouldn't be doing that. People are like, oh, come on, bro, da da da. But I mean, we need to get back to the days of being able to stand up for what's right,
Yeah.
being up for stand for what's real. Like I always mess with guys. I ain't gonna lie, I'm that dude, man. I mess with guys in the gym all the time. We'll be at the hoop, we'll be hooping or whatever, and cats like, man, I had this beat, da da da. Oh man, this whole da 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 da. And I'm like, dang, why she got to be all that? and they'll be like, what? I'll be like, I'm saying like, I mean, I feel you, but I mean, why she got to be? I'm saying, why she got to be a hoe? Like, bro, that's just what I'm saying, you know what I mean? Or why she got to be a B? It's like, well, but the reality is that we have to put it in perspective like this as men. And my advice to any man, and what I say to anybody is, how would you feel if somebody treated your mother or your sister that way,
Yeah.
or
Or
was
your daughter.
speaking
Or your
about,
daughter.
or your daughter, or was speaking to you? Because one day, you may have a daughter, and the reality is that most guys raise their daughters because they don't want her to meet the guy that they were. You know
Yep.
what I mean? They don't want,
Yep.
they like, we know
100%.
who we were. And so when you have a daughter one day, would you want your daughter to be running out here, what I'm saying, bouncing around from guy to guy, dealing with getting called a bee in a hole and treated like this, that, and other? Is that what you want? And if you don't want that, then you need to police your
Yeah.
friends. And the reality is, obviously, we can't make our friends not do stuff. If they on their own time, but what we can do is create a culture and an environment of men that respect and love and value women, and respect and love and value themselves enough to say, you know what, I'm not going to treat my women like that. I'm not going to talk to these women like that. I'm not going to. I'm like, bro. We used to be like, yo, bro, let it go. It's over. She don't want you, bro. It's all good.
Hmm.
Oh man, it always trips me out. Like, you go out with your boys, and it's always that one dude that if he gets shot down, it's like, oh man, well F you then, and that's why you ugly, and this and that. Say, bro, why you, like, listen, it is what it is, bro. And I think we become as men, like you said earlier, a little bit soft. You know what I mean? We can't deal with that rejection, and so that causes us to, lash out and really throw a temper tantrum. I mean, that's really what it is.
Yeah.
You gotta know, and so you throw a tantrum. And the reality is, unfortunately, that manifests itself in more violent ways with some people. And they, and they, they get into some other things. And I think we as men, man, we gotta get back to being men that just say, you know what, she don't like me. All right, cool, moving forward. There's
Yeah.
more
Just
women out. Like I said, what, to get back to that, there's so many fish in the sea mentality.
Yeah, you just move on, and I feel like you create more turmoil when you make a big deal about it, because sometimes, and just because they said no now doesn't mean they'll say no in the future, depending on how you handle it and you go about it. But what we were saying earlier, I think the reason why a lot of men do this is because at some point someone entertained it. Now, is that woman entertaining it because that's what she does, or is she entertaining it because she's afraid to tell men no?
Right,
And if she's afraid to tell men no, that's on us.
right,
That's on us not creating an
right,
equal situation where people can turn each other down.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like for us as men, and I'm very heavy on men being the stronger sex. We're the leaders. This is our world. If we want to take care of women, if we want women to feel safe, like that's up to us to police that part of our population at a certain point.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like at a certain point, like we have to take responsibility that, you know, regardless of what they allow, what certain women allow, men are acting like this. You know, it's not about what's
Right.
allowed. It's about why are we acting like that in the first place?
Right.
You know?
Why do women have to feel so intimidated just to say, yay or nay? It's like and you mentioned it earlier, they should be free to be able to speak freely. Women should be able to say, nah, I'm not interested, and it's okay. Okay, cool. Moving on. I saw this video. I saw this video online. This guy, this girl was like, videoing her and her friends or whatever. They just chilling. And some dude walked up. It's funny. He walks up and says, he goes, hey, how you doing? And she was like, nope. He goes, all right, cool. And kept, and it was like this quick interaction. It was just like, hey, how you doing? No, all right. And he kept walking, and I think some women may miss out on somebody good because they're too
Yeah.
caught up in maybe whatever. But at the end of the day, we as men, part of the load that we carry of society and the pillars that we carry and the leadership, part of leadership is being able to deal with rejection.
Yeah.
Part of leadership is being able to understand that, hey, just wasn't my day. I shot, I missed. You know what I mean?